We are here at Bamboo U, and today I really want to share what we are gonna build in our next course. Because as you might know, here in Bamboo U, we have a mission, and that mission is really to empower people to build a better world with bamboo. And how have we been doing that from the past 7 to 8 years? Is by having all people coming from different parts of the world to attend an 11-day course. So during those 11 days course, we have many activities, and the second half of the course, we get to build something. So today I want to share with you what we're gonna be building here, because the reason why we do this is to empower people and to make them feel that they are capable to build something back home. And it's very interesting that we have been talking with many alumni from the past courses, and the reason that they come here to Bali to attend one of those courses is to learn about bamboo, is to know the material, and then feel like this way that they can go back home and they are able and they are empowered and they feel confident to start building with bamboo. So that happened actually to me like 7 years ago. When I came, I was like feeling very empowered to go back home and start building with that. So many people, and we've been asking to our alumni, they feel like very confident. So what we're gonna build in December, we have our course starting on the 29th of November until the 10th of December. The project that we're gonna build is something very simple, yet it has some important things in terms of structural systems. So this is going to be a post and beam structure that works with modular frames. So they are easy to replicate in different contexts or configurations. So what we really want you to understand is how you can build these kind of projects, and with the same principles that then you can go back home and start building by your own. So you can build this to suit like very different functions and very different purposes. This includes housing, this includes disaster reliefs, this includes shelters, this includes like a back of house. For example, this one that we're gonna build for Bamboo U is the back of house at the farmhouse, at the farm, at the Kul Kul Farm, sorry. And it can be like houses and many other things. Because the beauty of this structural system and the beauty of this project is that it's modular. So everything can be repeatedly, like in several ways, having just a square of 4 by 4 meters, and then you will be able to understand the principles and then build it. But during our course, it's not just about building this. So also, we get to go to the Green School to visit these beautiful buildings. We are going also to Bamboo India to experience firsthand how all these beautiful bamboo constructions are. And all of this knowledge will be taught by bamboo experts. Here in this course in December, we're going to have Arif Rabik, that will explain a lot of things from agroforestry. He's very involved with the value chain and how to harvest in a sustainable way all the bamboo. Very interesting that we're going to have also Neil Thomas, an engineer. He engineered the Ark and many other constructions designed by Ibuku. So very interesting. We are going to have 2 talks with him talking about bamboo engineering and grid shells. Very interesting. Then also we have John Hardy explaining like all the story behind Green School, behind Bamboo India, and getting very inspired. Also, Orin Hardy, the director and founder of Bamboo U, will be sharing a lot of things in terms of how to maintain in a sustainable way a clump, how to understand how Bamboo U was built, how to build things, how to empower them, and getting inspired also by Elora Hardy talk in terms of all her designs and idea and the Ibuku ethos. Lucas, an architect from Ibuku, will give the tour at Green School. He will be sharing all the different aspects of how Green School was built. But also from our side in Bamboo U, architects, for example, Mike, that have been working here for many, many years. He's an expert on model making, so an entire day he will be teaching, and you will be able to build something like this in just one day with model making. Inara, our online coordinator, she will be talking about bamboo preservation and why it's important to treat the material in order to be suitable for construction. And on my side, I will be explaining also a lot of structural systems, workshop of bamboo treatment, and leading the stations to build this back of house. But not of all of that will be possible also having like a very nice and very interesting group of carpenters and locals, like for example, a site supervisor, all carpenters that will be teaching about joinery carpentry. Of course, we can't miss and we can skip talking about Putu, that she will cook an amazing food, like the best thing on the course, to be honest. And also like experienced, like very skilled carpenters that will be joining all the station and also the construction. So let's jump into how we are going to build this back of house, how we're going to build this post and beam structure. So as any other project, we always start with some sketches, with some ideas about how we are going to build this construction. So as I was explaining earlier, it's all about modularity. It's all about how we can use some A-frames that if we start dissecting the project, you will see that it is very simple. Just an A-frame that will be repeatedly put in this model. You can see that we have 4 different modules here, but you can do just 2 modules. You can just do 1 of that. And it's always very interesting to start playing with that because the principle will be the same, starting with an interlocking column. So this interlocking column had been used by George Tam. I guess that he was one of the first to implement these kind of structures because it's a very strong column that put together 4 different elements. And it doesn't matter if you don't have like a big piece of bamboo, you can work with the bamboo that you have at home. So it's very easy to customize, and then it allows you to and it gives you like the flexibility for walls, openings, roofings, and any other kind of finishing. So it only requires 1 species of bamboo to build all the structural elements. So for example, if you have wadua back home, if you have Gigantocloa apus, you can use that. If you have asper, you can use it. If you have any other kind of material, just by using this same principle, you will be able to build this structure. So you can see here that how is this interlocking system, one bamboo pole on top of the other, so it starts interlocking, so it gives a lot of strength and it will become very sturdy. So the foundation detail that we're gonna do is a very simple way. As usual here in Bali, that we use this stone just as a moisture barrier that will be like placed on that stone, and below that you will have a concrete foundation that we are actually doing right now on site. So once you get here to Bali to build this back of house structure, this post and beam structure, the foundation and the concrete will be there. So then we're gonna jump to work all the structural and all the bamboo structure. So I would like to show you the 3D model that we have been working. There we go. So you can see here that actually what we have in our scale model, this scale model, as we work with sketches, as we work with a scale model, and also we work in a 3D environment to understand how, in different ways, how it's gonna work. For example, in a scale model, you're able to measure and to have like the cut list of material for this project, but also understand how it's gonna feel from the inside of this building as you walk through. But also a very interesting thing that we have and that we can understand with this 3D model is the process of building it. So by grouping all the elements and by dividing them, then you can start understanding how it's going to be built. For example, here we have this piece of land with some holes in the ground, so then we can start doing the foundation. Each foundation poured concrete there, they're going to be 40 centimeters diameter, and as you can see, this frame is all 4 by 4 meters, so we can maintain everything like very precise center to center, so everything is modular. That means that if you want to add another module, then you go with 4 more meters. After that, the next step is adding these stones, each stone on top of each foundation that will be our moisture barrier. Of course, we go very in detail of why we use these stones, how we can drill them, and how you start placing the columns. So these columns, as I was explaining, they are like interlocking because they are separate elements. We are not using fish mouths, we're not using hole joints. Everything will be just interlocking and using threaded rod, drilling all the way through and just adding bolts in both sides. So once we have all the columns in place, in this case, we're going to have 8 different columns, then we start working with the beams. You can see here that the next beam is on top of this little guy, this little bamboo here. So then you just need to measure where is going to be this bamboo, so then you can add the next beam. Of course, everything needs to be water level one side to the other, so that you're able to place the next bamboo that will interlock and that will give a little bit more stability on the structure. After that, we're gonna build this first A-frame, which is the bottom layer. And again, if we look closer, then the next A-frame is just on top of the previous element. And as we move forward, then in order to have this A-frame like in place, we are adding this middle ridge. So that goes all the way through, that will allow the A-frame to maintain in place. After that, then we continue with another interlocking element here on top of our A-frame. Following up by another element, which is here. So you can see in this frame, we're using 3 different poles that are interlocking and that are covering all of this structure. Then we will have another beam. This beam will be the last one that is sitting on top of this interlocking element. So then, as we follow, this A-frame will be finished with the final and top layer of the A-frame. On top of that, we're gonna do a ridge beam that it consists of 2 different bamboo poles. All these ridge beam that will give compression to the entire structure, trying to open the structure and maintain it in place. So once we have this structure, this is our main goal of the structure to have this during the course. If we have time, we will be able to start working on some on some supports for the rafters that we're going to be placing here. So these are just structural elements that will be on top of here that will allow us to place the next rafters. You can see that we have this sort of skirt here, and we're going to be placing these rafters every 30 centimeters. And then on top of that, then we follow with the final rafters. So hopefully we will get also to place some pieces of that. And again, it's just a matter to understand that everything is modular, that everything can be just done. If we just say like, okay, I just want to do like one section of that, or 2 sections of it. So in that case, once you have the rafter, it really depends on the roofing system that you want to do. But for example, here we're adding these splits every 20 centimeters, and it really depends on the type of roof that you want to do. If you want to do clay tiles, if you want to do flattened bamboo, if you want to do a lang or grass roof, it really depends. The spacing of these splits, it really depends on the roofing material that you're gonna use. So in this case, we want to put some clay tiles here, so that's why we're adding a lot of elements here. So basically, what you are looking at here, it's a very simple structure, post and beam structure, that it doesn't require any high skills on joinery, any high skills on understanding how it works in a structural way. So we really hope, and our goal is that once you come here to Bali and learn how to build these type of structures, then you can go back home, pick the material that you want, because in this case, we're going to use Dendrocalamus asper, which is between 10 to 12 centimeters diameter. But also, if you have back home wadwa that is 8 centimeters, it works. It perfectly works in the same way. If you're going to use, for example, Bambusa old hami, which is very similar to the Gigantocloa apus, it works perfectly fine. So in the future, what we want to do is start extracting some data about how much weight does this column can bear. And also would be very interesting if you come and attend the course and then start building back home, to send us pictures and let us know how it works. So we are looking forward for meeting you here, and remember to subscribe to our channel in YouTube, because we're going to be sharing more and more things in terms of bamboo. We're planning something for bamboo species. We're going to keep telling you the process about deconstruction here. And thanks for joining. And remember to join, and remember to subscribe, and looking forward to meet you here in Bali. Stay tuned.